Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. When we fix a stamp to an envelope, between the envelope and the stamp there is a very thin layer of glue, and this glue holds the stamp and the envelope together. Many times it happens, we take the stamp, put on our tongue, make it wet, and fix it on the envelope, and ready to post. But as usual we forget. And when we remember, then we come to know we have fixed the stamp on a wrong envelope. Now, either you let it go waste or remove it. And if you want to remove that stamp without tearing it, the only way is that envelope along with the stamp fixed should be given jala samadhi. Put it in the waters. When we put it in the water, the glue layer gets dissolved and the envelope and the stamp are peeled apart without harming anyone. If this example is clear, in the same manner, the body and the mind, they are glued together by the glue of pranamaya kosha or the breathing. When the breathing is not happening, then the mind and the body are separated. See? So all our spiritual practice is separate the body and the mind. Be attentive. Body and the mind is separated under three conditions. Number one, under ignorance, when we are in deep sleep, the body and the mind are separated. Life is there. But that because of which a personality, Mr. I, is born, that aspect of the mind is no more present. So, under ignorance, we separate the mind and the body, and thereafter live or sleep happily. The second way is, the body and the mind are separated under compulsion. That is called death. From the sleep, again we can revive and continue our miserable life. But once the death happens, the body and the mind are separated for good. You can't unite them. So, meditation is neither the deep sleep nor it is death. Both the things. Neither we want to die nor we want to sleep. Most of the students, they don't die in meditation, but they sleep. See? And that is the purpose. That's why those people, those listeners who sleep in the lecture, I like them. Because they have understood. And they are practicing. But it is under ignorance. It is not under wisdom. See? So, meditation is a conscious separation of the body and the mind without going to sleep and without dying. This is the third option. This is what has to be learned. The first step. Now the second step. We breathe, on an average, a healthy person, 15 times per minute. So if you calculate, it comes to 200 and 1600 times per day in 24 hours. So, in this breathing, we don't breathe deep. It is only the casual surface breathing. And as a result of which, the impurities which are saturated in our blood in the form of gaseous toxins, which are the byproduct of metabolic process in the body, those toxins keep accumulating in the blood and the blood becomes saturated. Now these toxins are responsible for getting accumulated and deposited in the form of the gases in the space between the two bones called as the joints. And therefore when we break our joints, nothing breaks, but the sound comes. Where from the sound comes? It's because those pockets are filled with these gaseous toxins. And these gaseous toxins, they keep on interacting with the heads of the bone if there is a cartilaginous disc, and they get influenced and they become degenerated. If there is synovial fluid, it is dried up. Net result is all our bones, our joints start giving pain. Therefore, what is necessary is we breathe in such a manner for some time at least, so that all the gaseous toxins are thrown out of our system. Because when we digest the food, metabolism happens, the waste is of three types: the solid waste, the liquid waste, and the gaseous waste. The solid and the liquids are thrown when we go to toilet, etc. But the gaseous toxins which are accumulated and saturated in the blood, they are not thrown. And therefore, pranayam is advocated so that we cleanse our bloodstream. This is called as the Nadi Shodhanam. Patanjali Maharshi doesn't talk about it. In the Vasishta Samhita and Yagyavalkya Samhita, this topic comes. So the purpose of pranayam is twofold. One is cleansing the bloodstream of the metabolic toxins in the form of the gases which are accumulated in the blood. And the second thing, when these toxins are removed, there is no stimulus for the mind to throw the thoughts. Now the next topic. We don't want to have thoughts, and yet the thoughts come. What is that which prompts the mind to throw the thoughts? This has to be understood. So, like you are sitting, imagine there is a very small pebble or something hard on which you sat. So initially, because of your biological cushion, you will be able to absorb that. But if the same thing is continued for a longer period of time, then it will start hurting. Then every now and then we'll do like this thing. Hey, why are you dancing while sitting for meditation? No man, something is there. Anyway, again it will trouble you. So the small little thing is acting as a stimulus. Exactly the same way. The toxins in the bloodstream, they act as a stimulus for the mind to throw the thoughts. Unless these toxins are cleansed, mind will not remain quiet. So, When we practice this pranayam, I'll tell you what and how, for a certain period of time, every day at least twice. Like we go to the toilet at least twice a day, in the same manner. Going to toilet is removing the waste from the body. Pranayam is also removing the waste from the body. See, friends. Only thing is, the solids and liquids are seen when they are thrown out. But the toxins in the form of the gases, they are not seen, but they are there. So when we practice this way, then slowly there is no stimulus for the mind, and the mind starts remaining quieter and quieter. And when the mind is quieter relatively, then that mind starts giving up its hold on the body. See, this process which I explained is like putting the envelope with the stamp into the waters. So the glue layer is dissolved. Exactly the same way. This pranayam will slowly become extremely slow and shallow, so that the body and the mind are slowly peeled off each other without harming. And when this happens effortlessly, then there will be no kind of tension inside the body. Many seekers, when they sit for meditation, they have this problem. I am feeling something here between the eyebrows, something I feel on the top of the head, something I feel in the heart, something is going upward, and I feel afraid. This is only inside the body. Get out of the body. Who cares what happens to the body? Therefore, when we do this, don't give much importance to all these kinds of experiences which will come on the way. When the mind becomes quieter and quieter, it discovers extremely subtle potentialities which are manifested. So either one may start seeing the lights, or listening to some music, mridangam, or flute, or shankadvani. These are the obstacles on the way. See, with this introduction, now I'll just tell you in short, there are many kinds of pranayams. One kind of pranayam is meant for cleaning. Like, you clean the house, take a broom and clean in the same manner. And that pranayam is very simple. Deep breathing with a conscious attempt to keep the breathing in time and the time required for breathing out as equal. Don't go into counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no. Then you will create the mind. The moment you start counting, mind is created. We don't want the mind to be created. So when we sit properly, then we breathe slowly, deep breathing, and don't hold inside, no kumbhak. Then slowly breathe out fully, so that you squeeze your diaphragm inside upward. So the lungs are squeezed out completely. This we do for 10-15 times, and after that the normal breathing starts. Then in the second leg of this pranayam, now simply remain aware of breathing is happening. You are not doing breathing. Pranayam is done. When you take deep breath in and breathe out, there are efforts. But normal breathing, no efforts. And because now the impurities are removed, the breathing will become extremely slow and shallow. This extremely slow and shallow breathing is now the glue layer between the stamp and the envelope is almost dissolved. Now the next point to be clearly understood. Mind has two aspects. One is a common mind for all of us. Second is the specific mind for each individual. See, like there are many ornaments. Gold is common for all ornaments. But the name and the form is specific for every ornament. In the same manner, the mind which is sustaining life, because of which the five elements are not getting disintegrated, because of which the blood circulation continues, because of which the metabolism is maintained, because of which the nails grow, the hair grow. That is a common mind for everyone. It is not separate. But what brings the separation is the mind has taken a particular shape of that particular body. Like ornament is gold plus specific name and form. In the same manner, mind with specific name and form is the individuality. So when this breathing becomes extremely slow and shallow, slowly the mind starts losing its shape and form, and when the mind gives up the shape and the form of a particular body, the individual mind has now dissolved in the total mind. And when this individuality disappears, there is no reason for any thoughts. Like in the deep sleep, individuality is null and void. And therefore, in deep sleep, no thoughts. Therefore, meditation or samadhi and deep sleep, they are same. The only difference is, in case of deep sleep, we know not. In case of samadhi, we know everything. See, friends, because the mind is not withdrawn in the prakriti. Samadhi is consciousness predominant. Deep sleep is prakriti, matter predominant. If these points are clear, now we go next step to how we practice or proceed. First of all, a healthy spiritual life means we must take care of our stomach. Eat only half of your capacity. Fill 1/4 with waters and keep 1/4 for ventilation. Normally we fill up to the nose. Thereafter breathing is not possible. That is not the way. No lunch or dinner is the last supper. You will get next time also. But when we go for the breakfast, it is so good, it is so nice. And daba, go on eating. First step, keep your tongue under control. Eat minimum. Then only this problem of digestion, poisons or toxins will be reduced. Number one. Number two, when we are sitting for our spiritual practice or meditation, We are clear about all these points. And now we start. Like yesterday, sit in such a manner that the weight of your body lands on the pin bones, these chai points. As much as possible, don't sit on your back. If you sit on your back like this, then you'll go to sleep. So, the weight is on these chai points. Your hands are hands are in your lap. Third thing, we are cheerful and happy. It appears we are working on the body, but the truth is we are working on the mind. In our heart is our beloved Lord who protects us from within, and the Guru Maharaj who guides us from within. We are not alone. At this moment, we drop our total past. So we are Mr. Nobody. Every meditation is unique one. No meditation is ever repeated. Therefore, don't bring your earlier experiences into today's. We don't plan what we will do after meditation. So we are now in the present. So now breathe slowly, deep breathe in and slowly breathe out. Normal breathing frequency is 15 per minute. This slow and deep breathing can be extended up to 1.5 to 2 times per minute. Lesser the frequency of breathing per minute, longer is the longevity of life. Do this deep breathing and breathing out for some time. Please continue. As we proceed for some time, you can very clearly observe that the posture of the body is firm at the base. Vertically, the body is steady, and the weight of the body has increased to some extent on the base. We can feel either the pulsation or the heaviness of the body on the base. This is a sign that the mind is giving up the hold on the shape and the form of the body. Now you may breathe normally. Now you can observe that the expansion and the contraction of not only the chest, but it is happening in all the cells of the body. You can very clearly experience that there is expansion of the whole body at a micro level, and so also the contraction. This micro expansion and contraction is life or the undivided mind. In this experience, I is not born. Now, the shape and the form of the body has become non-distinct, ill-defined, and therefore the concept of in and out has gone, and the experience is undivided, homogeneous presence. The hearing is happening, but the hearer is not born. Like one man becomes son, husband, and father, without getting divided into three. In the same manner, the absolute conscious reality that is the ultimate truth becomes as if divided without division into multiplicity. As the mind gets divided as if into five because of the five holes, in the same manner, one conscious reality as if divided through different bodies. When we are not the slaves to the sense organs, we come to the mind. When we drop the individuality, we come to the life. And when we recognize that one conscious reality alone expresses as sentiency and inertness because of two different conditionings. This conscious reality is one without a second. When we are indifferent to the objects, we march from the world to the gateways, the sense organs. When we are not the slaves to the sense organs, we march to the mind. When the mind drops the shape of the body, we march from the mind to the life. And when we drop the life, we come to the pure conscious reality, which is expressing as life. This is not experience of the reality. The experience is reality. This is what is Aparokshanubhuti. Because in this anubhuti, in this experience, experiencer and experienced duality is dissolved. In experience, without the involvement of any means of knowledge. Extreme vigilance is needed to check the quality of breathing. If breathing becomes deeper, you are ending up in sleep. If breathing becomes faster, you are returning to body identification. This experience is not aware of something, but it is objectless awareness. Like a solid space. Space because it includes everything, and solid because other than awareness there is nothing. Slowly increase the depth of your breathing in 3-4 times, and as you proceed further, You will see now the body shape, form has come back in the mind. Now the body is vividly clear. The breathing has become heavy. Move your toes and fingers slowly. Now the concept that I am inside the body, separate from others, the world is other than me, and I am a finite entity. This journey from what we think we are to what we in reality are, and from the reality again come back to what we thought we are, and thereafter play the role in the drama of life. That will be living in meditation 24/7. This Aparokshanubhuti will never die. Offer everything at the feet of the Lord. Don't make a memory of this, because this experience was not at the level of the mind. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnahat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.